Rogal Dorns' great host floated in the void, awaiting his orders. The fabric of reality tore open with a kaleidoscope of colours, as the forces of the demon Primarch Leman Russ finally rejoined the host. The currents of the warp had been unstable, and what should have been a journey of a few days had taken weeks. The Primarchs all sent a transmission to Rogal Dorn. Leman Russ was the first to speak, demanding to know when he and his wolves will be unleashed upon Terra. Rogal Dorn let out a sly grin, and promised the bestial creature that was once his brother that the time for action was nigh. There will be plenty of blood to quench his thirst many times over. Sanguinius sat impatiently on his throne, using the skull of a loyalist as a palette, and using the dried blood and viscera to use as a form of primitive makeup to accentuate his beauty, his purple eyes almost glowing. Throughout the Blood Angel's fleet, captured loyalists were tortured, their screams turned into fine musical notes by grossly oversized vox speakers that the Blood Angel's tech marines and apothecaries had surgically implanted into the loyalists' faces. Rabute Gilliman led his men in prayer to the gods of the warp, begging them to bestow his men with their blessings. Corvus Corax, Lionel Johnson, and Jagatai Khan reported into Rogal Dorn. Unlike their brothers, they seemed to remain true to their own natures, and had not yet been perverted, or blessed, as Gilliman would describe it. Ferrus Manus, however, was nowhere to be seen. Instead, his first captain, Gabriel Centaur, had sent his transmission, informing Rogal Dorn that the Iron Hands were ready. War Master Rogal Dorn sent out a transmission to every vessel in the fleet, and began a grand speech. He told his men that they had come far in this great conflict, and that they were the ones who were on the right side of history. He told his men that by taking the throne world of the Imperium, the tyranny of their father, the Emperor of mankind, would be wiped away forever, leaving the citizens of the Imperium free to indulge in whatever acts they wished, be it of religious worship or scientific advancement. They would fulfill their every heart's desire without the iron fist of the Emperor beating them down. They will march upon Terra and install a great republic, removing the dictatorship and monarchy and casting it aside to the darkness of humanity's own senseless past. To war, to victory, to liberation, for the greater good of humanity. The Great Fleet then dived into the warp, setting course for the Sol system. As the traitor Armada raced through warp space, the Iron Hand's flagship, the Fist of Iron, hit extreme turbulence and became separated from the rest of the Armada. Ferrus Manus demanded that his tech marines and librarians find a way to rejoin the War Master's forces. The tides of the warp grew ever more unstable from the sheer volume of ships all entering at once, leaving the Fist of Iron floating like a raft in a great ocean, while other vessels abandoned them. The tech marines on board began to report a greater and more important issue than just being marooned within the warp. The ship's Gellerfield was starting to fail.